Okay, I see we got people joining. It's good to be back to do another live stream. It's been a while. Like always, none of this is financial advice. Always do what's best for you. Just use this for your education and entertainment purposes only. And just had a lot going on in personal life, travel. Just was not able to get to do live streaming, but my Twitter account was active. And and I try to look at that pretty often. So now we're back to my normal schedule. Typically, I do like a live stream once a week. I may do it more often if the market we need to do one. And I do videos, every other day typically. Again, as often as needed. So let's go ahead and just jump into the questions, guys. It looks like I already start out with a super chat. Mitso, thanks again for the 20. Sage, yeah, so it looks like you've got a lot of tickers there. I won't spend too much time on so I can get to everyone's questions. I have a feeling we're going to have a lot of people join. So let's go through it. Zoom video is kind of in a situation, if I last time I looked at it, it's in a very bad state if you're bullish. Zoom. So I would just say it's an old stay-at-home stock, and the reason I don't like it, let's see, did we break that low or not? So we still haven't broke the low, so it's still very resilient, but you need to be really careful that you don't have a descending triangle playing out here turning into some kind of or even bear flag. So I would just be really careful. You don't really have five up here yet on this. Again, invalidation is very simple for me. It's this pivot right here at 58.79. As long as you're above it, there is hope. If once you break it, then it is going to go down much lower. So then Intel is another one that I think is rebounding after a deep wave 2 retrace. So here you have five waves. You have three, a connector, and three. That's where I had the low. I was tempted to buy it here myself, but I don't like how this is what this is developing. I want to see more price data. As you could see, you obviously broke the daily cycle here, so it should be good to go, right? It should be good to go, but again, if it breaks down, this is the connector for this move, a three swing move, a connector. So more than likely, if this breaks down, we're heading to 1869. Ultimately, invalidation on that is 2452. But I would say losing 29.74 would be pretty bad as well. Next, we've got PayPal. Let's take a look at PayPal real quick. Let's see here my financial section. PayPal, we were looking for a 1-2. This was very bullish, but it turned into the flat. That's why I had this other target here. So this is in a corrective structure as a flat here. Now we only have three down, so we're still actually we're not out of the woods yet. We're going to have to relabel this. We're going to have to relabel this because this is not correct. So we need to look at this again and see where we are with this chart. PayPal, you got the bearish divergence here. You have the full cycle reset here. So more than likely, we will put the one there. We won't worry about labeling this for now. I think the best way to label it would be something like this. And then we would come back down in a three-wave move. Although we already hit the wave 4 bottom, you've already reset the RSI on the daily, so it actually could be finished here, and it actually looks like five waves up off that low to me, as you could see, five waves up. So that low is probably good. So the invalidation 60.82, it looks like we're pulling back off of some kind of wave 4 or 5, something like that is what's happening on PayPal. And then YNN, I believe China needs a high and then another pretty big pullback. So YNN should see some upside and then another pullback down. So right now it's moving in three waves, which is typical for these triple ETFs to do that. It's moving in three. So we're going to have another bounce and failure, and then we'll go higher again later. So that I would be looking for more upside in the short term, and then down. If it were to just break down from here, then you're looking at Y coming back down to 1850. The invalidation here on the long side would be at 2392, but then it would be a buy down in this area when it gets there. Uh, PZZA, I'm not familiar with that one. Papa John's. I may have charted this a long time ago. Let's see. Yeah. So we were looking for a three-wave move down on this connector, and we're getting it. Target's 3268. It hasn't changed. So this is the target area right there. We've had that target since January, and it's in an ABC correction. Clearly, you could see the A, B, and now we're in C in a 1, 2, 1, 2. So you need 4, 5, 4, 5. So this will come down to this area. It looks like it's probably correct in the grand super cycle. 1, 2, yeah, here. Actually, it may be in a little bit different count. I won't worry about the count for now. It's just a corrective count. I think it could be correct in a grand super cycle, but it could also be a 1, 2, 1, 2 if it can hold this low at 2783. It could be a 1, 2, 1, 2. So that's another one. CHGG is that stock Warren Buffett? Yeah, I want it to buy. And then, oh, no, Chegg, he bought Chubb, right? So, okay, so this is an easy invalidation. You're bullish against 324. If you really look at this, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and a connector, and now you need another 5 down here, and you have another 1, 2, 3, 4, and you need to take this out. So more than likely, you're going to break that low, and you're going to set up an impulse down. Bearish impulse is going to come, and so this is just going to turn into a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that, and then you'll get a bounce later. So then that looks like to me that you can't even label that wave 3 yet. So yeah, this has just got more downside. It looks like it's a go to zero chart, whatever. I don't know what this company does, but it's game over for this company stock. All right, CLRB looks like a biotech. Let's take a look. Again, pretty much has been a bear market since its existence, but now we've got some kind of accumulation happening here. Right now we have an accumulation, so we'll trade bullish off of 121. Clearly looks like 5 waves up. To me, very, very clear structure, and then you have a lower low break right here, so it looks like you'll get another swing lower on this down here, looking for 193. That's where I would enter against the low at 123. That's the invalidation level. It already invalidated it here, so it's in a bearish mode. Now it could still bounce, and if it bounces, it just raises the target based on how high it bounces. I can't tell you when it will break down. It's if it broke down now, I'm showing you the target, but you have to understand this could still rally, encounter trend, and then fail, but more than likely will fail one more time here to get the weekly all the way down. Let's look at the daily cycle on this 5-wave. Yes, this is just an ABC correction, and we're in B. So we probably have more upside coming, and then down, something like that is coming. Okay, next is Baba. Baba is a stock that I am in, and just gonna hold that for now. as a long-term hold. I do believe it's in a 1-2-1-2 in an ABC. I'm hoping that we found support here and we can rally out of this. Uh, you could try to label this as a 3-4 as well, like a 1-2-3-4, and we get 5 and down. I'm taking a more aggressive view for now. Invalidation on this would be at 67.90 would be the invalidation. And then it could be at risk of breaking this low at 58. And then if it breaks that low, then it could go down to this area at $20. It would be pretty catastrophic for the China trade. So that's why it's almost like you have to back into the low, right? You're backing into the low almost, unless you believe Ababa's going to trade down in the $30 area in the future. But I think this is the count for right now. And then Fastly, that's one we haven't seen a lot on our channel, but used to be a very popular stock back in the COVID day trading era, as you can see. But then it broke the low, so it's already invalidated the bullish move, and it's in a bearish move. It looks like it's going to be 5 waves down, and we should bounce. And in this 5th wave, and then come back up to 23 later. But I don't think we'll see all-time highs anytime soon, if ever again. Looking for 294 as the entry. If we can get 294, that would be a nice area for a quick day trade type spike on Fastly. But you see, it already broke the pivot, so it's already been invalidated. It's already in a bearish move down. It's in it's in wave 3 of 5 right now. So it should have a pretty big move lower coming. All right, thanks for the 20, Mitso. Let's go to our next super chats. Again, I'll get to all the super chats as I have time. So no particular order. I'll go to Bama for 40. I will go get to all of them. I'm long VRT, Berkshire, BTU, and Devon. I don't have to sell, but wondering about risk reward from here. Yeah, VRT. I'm not familiar with VRT. We'll have to look at that one here together. And let's see. Looks like we charted this. Hey, guys, we had the wave 3, right? So I don't know. Hopefully, you're the one that asked me about this earlier when we were down here, because it looks like it's another call that we nailed. So it looks like that 3's in up on there. We're in 4. We should get a 5, right? Yeah, so we're in 4. So I think this is obviously hasn't had a substantial dip yet. So it's going to get bought. This dip will get bought, and then you'll get 5. And then you'll have to decide, do you want to leave the stock, or do you want to hold for the next swing higher? Because once you have 5, you should get a dip, and you should get another swing higher. What does this company do? Oh, some telecommunication, I don't know. Very bullish chart. I mean, it went from $12 to $100 in like 1 year. What a rare opportunity for an investor. It's probably not a pump and dump, just something undervalued that we can get in. So this is good. So this looks pretty good, and then I should hit a pullback. Berkshire B. It was funny. The Berkshire had that stock that crashed, right? Like went, dropped, and then everyone thought they got rich over, and they canceled those trades, right? So when we kind of piece together this old chart of where, this got moved. So we've had this chart for a while. No changes. Again, I haven't even changed. Look, I didn't even update this chart. It just like fell right exactly where I think we did this back here. So I should just leave it. I mean, this has been playing out. More upside. I mean, why would you sell it? There's no reason. But again, the easy money maybe is over, but I think you're still in a wave 3 of a wave 3, so it could probably still have good extension still. Yeah, so you took out that divergence here, so you're in a wave 3. So there's no reason to sell it buy it in three waves. If the market is stupid enough to sell off here, and you could buy the dip here at 382, 374 for a really good entry, but I don't think that will happen. But we'll have to wait and see. That's BTU. It's a really tough call. I think we're in a higher degree correction in BTU. I have not wanted to buy BTU. I've not wanted it, but it is on my list of stocks to buy at some point, either on the breakout pullback, or I have to find it here. I'll just type it in real quick. So BTU, so aggressive, we should hit 20 bucks and then launch out of this, right? This structure, right? That's the idea, right? So again, this is an A, B. So this is where I'm looking for, but a higher degree correction could bring it down to 12 if energy really crashes. So I don't know, but I do believe it's going to come here, and we'll need to test this 1763, and then you'll have to decide based on where oil is trading and energy and the market overall if we're going to get this higher degree correction or not. The weekly, let's look at the monthly cycle. See, the monthly cycle is corrected in the monthly. I mean, if we break down from here, I like to say that we're going to get the higher degree correction down to $11 for an absolute great opportunity. And there's your wave 4 low, by the way, which makes sense. So this was an extended fifth, right? Boom. So this usually you lose the whole fifth wave on a correction. A sideways correction like this is kind of unusual, but it's very bullish. So we don't know, but I think this is more likely, but I wouldn't be surprised to see that later on BTU. Devin was pulling back. Now you see Devin has been bullish, right? And it's been pulling back, and we really nailed Devin. Someone was asking me about Devin a long time ago, and we called this down here. We had to buy here at 40, and I said sell at 53, and then we'll form the right shoulder, and that's what we're doing. So this right shoulder is going to just kind of chop around here, but could it go lower? Probably a little bit, but not much. There is some cross currents in energy that you need to be aware of that I'm seeing. While oil, the commodity, looks like it wants to go lower, there's some megas producers. There's the Exxon Mobils and Chevrons and stuff breaking down. But then if you go to I believe exploration services, it's almost in a buy. Like Schlumberger is very close, and it may have already ended early, but here's our wave 4. Our buys at 40. The OIH shows that you need more downside at 267, but these are close, guys. So this is saying to me that not everything is going to be bearish in the energy space. We're going to get something come out of this. Now, we'll have to treat each chart different. So what I'm saying is this could also be close to a low, and it may not spend a lot of time here. It may, we may start seeing that wave 3 come into play sooner. Even if oil's going down, I think you have to just ignore the correlation for now, because ultimately oil is bullish on the highest time frame. We are going to get another swing higher in oil at some point in our future, because we have 5 up off the low. I believe it's 5 up off the low here. Let me see here. Oh, I have it as a 3. So I think we have one more swing higher. So I do think we have one more swing higher up to these unthinkable levels. But I do think that's going to come into play. So perhaps we're seeing some of these producers starting to turn before that. And like I said, once oil breaks 64 and we erase divergence, the move is over. So we don't know. Energy can moan soon. We may not get, so it's been, like the bears are running out of time, right? We spent a lot of time in this correction, and now the cycle is probably getting close to running its course, but we should get a capitulation move on the RSI on the weekly, on the monthly, and then that should be it. And then yeah, we're gonna go higher, and yeah, it's you better go fill up your gas tank, go buy your EVs. If you're on a market for an EV, this will be the time to probably go shopping for one. No one's gonna probably want them, and they're like they do right now. But I bet when we're up here, everyone is gonna, they'll be stolen, and everybody's gonna want. No one's gonna want the gas guzzler because this is just gonna be crazy. But this will eventually end, right? And then we'll get a much bigger, in the, this aligns up perfectly with the indice crash guys too, right? You know, so just keep that in mind. Energy, I think, has another swing higher. But we're already seeing some bullish signs in a couple stocks, and that's why I wanted to talk about Devon. So Devon relates to that. Thanks again for the Bama for the 40. I'll just go to the next super chat. We'll go back. I'll just start at the top. Mark V for 20, SLX. Oh, yeah. Well, so you have the Swiss ones here. Or what is it? ASX is Australia, I think, right? Let's see here. Yeah, Australia. So we called the wave 3, so we've been in that. We had the 5 up here. And then we pulled back. That's another 1, 2. What I would do is call it a little different now. Let's go to the weekly. Yeah, you got to call it the more bullish. You got to give it the more bullish forecast. Now, I believe you have to go with and I'll fix this here. I think you have to go with a more bullish forecast. Something like that. But we have this, I don't like, so this would be another wave 1. Like, I don't know. Yeah, the RSI respect, right now I would label it this way, but I mean, this is super bullish. This is like me saying this is getting ready to go vertical, guys. This is getting ready to go vertical. There's your connector wave. And then you get to like 535. So, maybe you could get a little more downside, but I bet it's probably finished already. So we'll have to wait and see if this plays out and we get some vertical price action on SLX, not the ETF. Was that the ETF? No, okay. NEU, NEU here, there it is. All right, so this one we have to kind of clean this one up. So you have a lower low, so you're still in wave 4. So this one's in wave 4, and so the buy it's probably going to come back down. It looks like it's up in 3, so we'll just the buy would be at 1665 in this area. It looks like to me, we have some sideways action coming, and then a bigger pullback later. Yep, it's playing out just like we thought. So hopefully you've been doing well. It looks like all these charts have worked out the way we've expected, which is nice when that happens. Let's see if this is another one. LT. Yeah, I don't remember this one. I don't know if we've ever done this one. Yeah. Okay, so this one looks like you have 5 down in a connector. So it looks like you're in a B wave that could have ended. This is really shallow connector. So to me, if I look at this chart, it looks like a simple ABC correction here. Um, you don't have, no, what's interesting is you don't have bullish divergence at that low. Let's look at the daily. Here you have it. Okay, so this could be done, this connector. Now, you're going to get, so you need another swing lower. And if this is done, it should take another swing lower. And you're running out of room. So, and you're going to break this massive head and shoulders pattern, right? So it's probably coming all the way back down, to here. I mean, unless B can extend higher. So I don't really, I wouldn't recommend trading this. I would be on the sidelines on this, whatever stock this is. This looks like a 1-2. 1-2. It's just a three-wave move off the low, but let's take, okay, there you go. There's your 1-2. So you have your 1-2, 3, 4, 5. See, this is too extended to be a flat, and you have an impulse up. So yeah. Yeah, you'd have to just label it something like this. Oops, what was I doing? There we go. It's something like that. The problem I have with this, like, the problem I have with this is it's 5 down. So I don't like it. I don't like it. If it was 3 down, it would be different, but it looks like it's going to bounce and fail. I'll be surprised if it fails from here. I mean, it could probably bounce a little more. And so we'll have to, but it's in a connector. All right, thanks, Mark V. Let's go to the next one. Iceman, Icy, Donut. Let's take a look at that one. I think that's, what is that? Dunkin' Donuts. Oh, Krispy Kreme. I think we've done that before for people. That's all the chart history on it? Are they just IPO or something? Well, you see how you broke that low here? That's bearish. Here's 3. Here's 3. So it's got more downside, but will it be a buy? Yeah, it's going to be a buy soon. It'll be a buy at 642. GLP-1s, man, they must, GLP-1. No one wants these stocks, because of these GLP-1s, guys. There you go. But that's the buy area. That was that one. That one. This one's a slam dunk type buy here. If you really want it. HKD. AMTD Digital. That's a new one. Is that what you want? This one? All right, let's take a look at it. So a stock like this that's essentially we trade off of that low in a bullish. That's how I chart things like this. So right here you have a 1-2. You're only moving in threes. So it's some kind of corrective move here. You never made it an impulse. So you have another 3. You have another connector. So you have another 3 swings coming. It's probably heading down to 304. But I wouldn't be surprised if it breaks that. But it looks like to me, this is if you get some kind of bounce, you short this. Just keep shorting it because you never broke this high. It should just continue lower, right? But watch out, it does need a relief rally bounce and then down. So maybe if you can get like a pump wick, you can short into that, something like that. PLNT, I think that's Planet Fitness. Yeah. I heard they went down a lot after earnings. I heard that they got blown up on earnings. Okay, yeah, so we had the buy here at 42. It hit 44, so that's a major low right here. and we've been bullish ever since then. This looks like a 1-2-1-2 setup. It sure is. So this is a very bullish stock, guys, on the higher time frames. Obviously not on the shorter time frames, because it's been dead money for God knows how long. But eventually, it will have a bull market. Again, is there going to be this health craze about to hit the U.S. with GLP-1s and everyone exercising? So that's pretty impulsive right off this low. Bullish divergence. And then we pulled back. So the question is, did we bottom here? Yeah, it looks like it was some kind of truncation here. And we're about to break. Yeah, so this looks pretty good. Does it have any news? Yeah, I don't know if it's got some news event about to hit. Now the other thing here on the shorter time frame, if we could erase divergence, this would be a 1-2-1-2 setup. So this would be like, hey, load up. It's about to hit 3 of the ground super cycle, right? We saw what happened with Wingstop when that happened, right? So let's see. So this is Das account, and that's the historical downtrend line. Not historic, I guess, but the bear market downtrend line that looks like it wants to break to give really good confirmation. So it's pretty bullish. It's pretty bullish. Now, I mean, I don't know. Again, I don't know fundamentally what happened here, why this thing took a dump here. I remember just picking up some news that, they shit the bed on earnings for some reason. I don't know what happened here, but maybe it was overreaction, like I thought MongoDB's was, overreaction. I don't follow the news on this company, but it looks pretty good to me. Thank you, man. Thank you, IC. Let's go, Dylan, PLLDD. I'll get to everyone's super chat. PLLDD. What is PLL? Oh, Piedmont Lithium. All right, yeah, I've got that. We've got that chart. It's in a buy area, right? It's in a buy area. So the exact count I don't really care about, but you should be it's an accumulation. It's an accumulation. It's going to come out soon. So it looks like it filled this gap, on the so yeah, it filled the gap. It literally bottomed right on that gap fill. There's no sign that it's reversed yet though, so you got to still be careful in it. But it's getting really close, really close. Again, there's signs underneath the market. See, it did get rejected there. Not a good sign. We want to see that weekly break. So you don't have confirmation the low is in. So it could surely continue lower. So you're just going to have to ladder in and be patient in this area. If it's a three-wave move, you have 1, 2, and now you need an impulse down. You have 1, 2. Looks like your 3, 4. That could be your 5, or you could be in 3 of 5. So if it's not done here, you could see 913, 652. And this would be like pound the table, generational low. If it made it to $9, just buy like 1,000 shares of that, and you probably never have to sell it again, right? I mean, and then you could catch this wave 3 super cycle degree. This is a bull flag. Look at all the overlapping waves. The trend is higher. This will reverse, guys. This is going to come out of this bear market. It's just the EVs got pumped here. People were like punch drunk bullish. They were like, it was the opposite of fear of a crash. It was fear of being left behind in the EV market. And look what Ford and all those guys did. They went all in with their whole stack in EVs, right? They even FOMO'd in. The CEOs FOMO'd their companies in the EVs. And now they're seeing the brutal effect of that. But this bear market is going to be coming to an end soon. And like I said, if oil does pump to where I think it's going to go in the future, EVs are going to be like, all over the place, and people will be begging for, they'll be begging for EVs. They'll have to bring NEO into the U.S. market just to satiate the demands for EVs. It'll be just politically impossible to ban the China EVs at that point. They'll need the $20,000 EV. There'll be enough money to go around, and that's what this is saying, guys. That's what this is saying is coming, and it's also saying inflation's coming, right? A massive or something else, weak dollar, something, I don't know, but here it is. PLL. Okay, DD is DuPont. Let's take a look at that. I'm surprised we've not charted DuPont. Interesting. All right, let's take a look. 1, 2, 1, 2. Yep, 1, 2, 1, 2. So this is another getting ready for a grand super cycle wave, 3 of 3. So long-term investment potential here. And now the question is, has it bottomed? The monthly's turning up. Look at that. It's trying to break out. It wants to break out so bad, but we need to take out 88. If we can take out 88, then it looks pretty good here. Now look, no divergence there. You see it. It's only 3 waves. That's not good. This looks like a nice capitulation move. So 3. So if we're only in 3 here, that means we're in a massive wave 2 correction still. So I would expect more than likely more downside at some point. It's some kind of correction like this. It could also turn into a flat. Right, so I think it's going to be something like that, is what I would expect. And the reason I say 3, it's going to turn into some kind of lead-in diagonal. The other count, I guess there's another count that I should show, that we have a 2 here. So you have 5 waves down. So you could probably try to put a 3 there, a 4 there, a 5 there, and then it's really messy here. It's not clear. The structure isn't clear. I don't like this only 3 up, and there's 5 down this way. That's not I don't like that. I don't like that. So I'll just leave it at that. I think there's too many possibilities. I wouldn't want to trade that. Already did Bama's. Megan, thanks for the 15. Nice and Dell. What's nice? What's nice? I don't know that one. Nice. All right. Looks like you got 5 and a connector, and it wants to make another swing down to finish. But you see how you had that truncation, so it did. So you do have an A B. You have a truncation here with a bullish divergent. Yeah, So I take that back. This is just 3 waves in the connector. So to me, this correction looks pretty much something like this. So I would look for more downside. So anytime I see this kind of configuration, and you see there, you're kind of running out of room to the downside. There's a couple ways to get your downside target. $104 would be an ideal entry in this area. 104 right here. The other area you sometimes see it would be 121. So it could truncate early at 121 as well. You have to watch the RSI. It looks like it's a grand super cycle correction of some kind that should find support. Yeah, so 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so it's it's just in some kind of grand super cycle correction. And then that means we should go higher when it's finished. So at some point, this will be, I'd be careful buying it here. I personally, based on my system, I wouldn't buy it here. But you have to do what's best for you. Okay, the next one was Dell. I am tracking Dell, guys. I do want to get in Dell. I should have posted that chart because there was so much, pumping. I should have posted the Dell chart before they collapsed, because that was an easy 5 waves up call. I need to find out where the heck I have it on here. There it is. Okay, guys. So it moved 5 waves up. It's in a massive correction. That it has a shallow connector potentially. Here, this looks like 5 waves down on A, and if this is it, then it should hit $92. But more than likely, this is too shallow, so you're probably in some kind of B wave. So watch out for the the trick. They do these tricks, right? They go A, B, C, fill the gap, and then they drop it later, and it hits like 117. That's probably the most likely chart. By the way, this is probably the most likely path. But again, you have to do what's best for you. I think I'd rather buy it at this late wave 4 cluster here, in the low 100s. I don't like to, I'm not going to buy it here. I refuse to buy it here. But I do think, can you trade that? Get hope for that? Yeah, but I think this is probably what it's going to end up doing. But yeah, it's going to go, it's in a real nice bull market. And that could be wave 2. All right, thanks again for the 15. CCZ, yeah, let's take a look at some of yours. Fuel cell is should be close to a low, right? So there's your pivot at 12 cents. At some point, these small caps are going to start turning up. Here's your connector. So you have 5 way, you have bullish divergence. So you have an impulse down, right? Impulse down, which is okay. This was an impulse down. This was a correct. So it's obviously trends bearish. It trends bearish and then it reacts crazy. So, this is where, you just accumulate and you save this, for a rainy day, right? You just save this and one day it'll pump and you won't know why. And then you'll happen to own it and it's great, a great feeling. But it looks like to me, you just have to get through this 5 wave move. Yeah, so it probably did something like this. Yeah, there's your 1, 2. So you're just going to have to label the waves, right? There's really no other way to help guide you other than this. One more low. I don't know if I'm that good, but one more low, and that's it. And what happens when you get an impulse? What do we always say? It has to react higher. So as long as you keep that bullish divergence, you're good. As long as you keep this bullish divergence, you're okay trying to nibble at this thing. But it could still see some more downside. We could still see 53 cents, 38 cents. So if you get this downside, you do not want that. You want to keep your bullish divergence here on the weekly. But if you do that, yeah, you're going to get a nice counter trend rally. And if you're lucky, it can really, really jump. All right, so that's fuel cell. Path. Yeah, we have that one too. I don't know where I stuck that on here, so we'll just put that back in. I think someone asked me about this earlier. Yeah, so we had this as a short here, guys. We had the short box, and look, just pretty much printed money. Why did we want to short it? Because we broke that low here. You see how we broke that low here? We actually said go long here, short here, And now what's going to happen? Guess what? We're going to get a nice relief rally at X, but it's going to fail, and we got one more swing. But this X should happen at any moment. This is going to happen at any moment. So if you're short, you should be taking profit. If you know, don't be too greedy. If you shorted this at 27, it's time to ring the register, because I think you got X coming at any moment. And then we need to break this, and once this finishes and we break 10, then we can look at it as, is the correction over or not? Okay. Skin. The Beauty Health Company. All right. What is this one? It's pretty much been in a bear market. It looks like yeah, it's just still in the monthly correction. Yeah, wow, it's not looking good. Not looking good for this company. One, that's 1, 2. I don't think that's the shortest. So I think the way to label this would be like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then try to buy it at like 44 cents. This would be the buy if it still even exists by then. Could that be a major low though? So we do have 3 swings down, right? 3 swings down. So, but the problem is this is not an impulse. That's a corrective move. So I label it as a 4. I think it's going to fail. That looks like an impulse. We have to go to like the 4-hour time frame. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's actually a 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, so it's getting ready to really puke. So I don't think that's a major low. I think it's got another swing coming. And then the next one is CUTR. Katera. Another one of these. So you see how you broke that. So this yeah, you'll have to label this as like 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, there's no way to get the target on this. It's just so bearish. Yeah, I mean, something like I mean 3, 3. This is a flat. Yeah, this is how I'd label this thing. Yeah. Um Something like that. Why would this wonder what this does? Why, again, I'm just showing a chart um that there's no guarantee this will play out like this, but this is the chart that would make sense to me. Um it wouldn't go that high, it would go up to there. Now, what do they do? What sector are they in? Laser energy based aesthetic systems for practitioners. So it does some, I don't know, maybe GLP-1s, everyone's going to use this shit. to get cosmetic surgery to, fix their skin. And I don't know what this company does, but whatever it's going to do to get Y, it's going to go, people are going to go, freaking crazy over it. So I don't know. But what's the market cap on this thing now? 38 million. So yeah, I guess you could easily pump up to this high. I mean, it's got the market cap to do it. You broke this high, so you have three, but you have three up here, but you have divergence. So I think you're going to get a Y in this. I think you're going to get this pump. This one's going to have a massive pump at some point in the future. But when, I can't tell you when. But in the future, at some point, we will come back to this chart somewhere down in these years and show this thing will be up here. That's what I think. And because of that, we'll add this to our biotech healthcare sector. We'll keep an eye on it. Okay. Okay. I think I got them all. Thanks, CCCZ. All right. Let me just keep going. Like I said, I'll get to all the super chats. So Jonathan Groves, silver and MBLY. Silver and MBLY. Okay, yeah, silver is I'm in silver. Again, doesn't mean nothing, right? I can be wrong. But I like the setup in silver. And of course, since I'm in it, I have it charted. So here it is. I'm looking for a four wave here. It's find support in the ETF at 25.94, 25.30 for really up to eventually this area I have colored up here, maybe 41 at some point. But I do think we're in fours and fives, not ones and twos. However, so you can see this is like a false breakout. Uh-oh, and these are nasty. Now, what could change my mind on the fours and fives is if we get a bigger dump here. If this dumps back down to 24 or lower, then I would call this another 1, 2, and then world moon. So it depends how big the shakeout is. I think it's going to do what I have here, but I don't like to sell it at all. I mean, this was just a lot of excitement. We already broke these highs. The technical damage has been done on the bullish. The bulls are in control of this market. This is just trader games, market maker battles, and if you believe in conspiracy theories, banks trying to short to save the dollar. So whatever this is, just sit on the sidelines and laugh your ass off at whoever is trying to get you to sell, and you see what happens. But this is what this just came since silver. Now, like I said, if we could go deeper and get a bigger RSI reset, it'll be a 1, 2. Then we could really get to much bigger targets, which I wouldn't be surprised to see happen. All right, MBLY, Mobileye, we do have that one charted. Let's take a look at what we've done here. So we had this two wave. So we did get a bounce here, but then it failed. So it negated the bullish count for now. And it looked like once you got negated, really once it broke out here, it turned bearish. And so now we have we're still in the higher degree wave 2 since the beginning. So now we have to think from a higher degree standpoint where the chart is going to go with this. Let's take a look at the weekly. So that's 3 there. So there, A, B. Yeah, so let's see on the monthly. See, there's not a lot of chart data, so it makes it kind of difficult sometimes to chart it. Yeah, put the B there, and then put a C here and call this a flat. That's what I'm thinking. This is an A, B, C. See, we got fooled with that because it turned into an impulse. This was an impulse, but that's why, because it was a flat and B, real nasty pattern. And then you have 5 down here, and another 3. another ABC here. So this is a really ugly correction. This is a really ugly correction. And again, I'm just trying to label these swings so I can get an idea of where we are. So there's your 3, and there's 3, and then 3. So it would not be labeled that way. We would label it as a WXY of some kind. It'd have to be labeled like that. And then you're coming out. So yeah, it looks good to me. It looks like that was a major low here. And then we impulsed out, which we did right there, took that high. And so there's your impulse right there. And then there's your connector. And it truncated and went vertical, which is what you would expect as it enters wave 3 of its grand supercycle. Okay, so that's my labeling on Mobileye. Looks like it's about to go vertical in wave 3 of the grand supercycle. It was interesting correction though, but as you see all these overlapping waves, people are buying it. It's just being, just they're not ready to mark it up yet. And what do these guys do? There's some kind of tech company. Oh, a driver assistance, autonomous driving. So yeah, let's add that to our technology stock. Keep an eye on that one. Okay. All right, next Donald for 10, Disney, Coin, and NVIDIA. So Disney, we're close to, I think we're getting there to despair. I think I'm starting to hear despair on TV with Disney. So, this is ugly here. So it looks like the wave 3 is done here. I want to see one more low. It's going to be hard to time your entry because it can always extend. It can always extend down. And then, so it's really tough, but I still think it's got another swing higher at some point. So it's, but we're getting close to, this one reminds me of Adobe where you're just going to have to be like really, really patient. 99, 97 to try to pinpoint an entry potentially right there. We'll have to wait and see. Coinbase is really looking. I want to see another leg lower. We're in B. I want to see this C leg. But I still think B has more room to go higher. Again, just from an Elliott wave view standpoint, you have to have an impulse out, and you just don't have that, right? You have a lot of overlapping waves. You do have a lower low here. So I do think, see, it could have ended here, but we broke that high. So let's do something like that. It's probably going to do a flat, guys. It probably hit 304. My guess is going to break this high and then crash later. And then just do that and make a marginal new low or retest this low. That's kind of what I'm thinking it's going to do. And that lines up with the Bitcoin forecast that I have right now, where we go to these highs and then we succumb to wave 2 and we drop maybe back down to 56,000 or a little lower, maybe as low as 48 even, something like that. So get ready. That's what I think of that. And then NVIDIA is in wave 5 of 5, unless it can erase divergence this week. So Now, would you go short it? No way. But you're in some kind of wave. You're in one, two, three, four. You're in five of five, and then I think you're in wave two. You get three, four, five. So yeah, there's more upside, but you're playing with fire, unless divergence is erased. So divergence has to get erased. We're not there yet. If we could get that, then this will become another 1, 2, right? And then, of course, it's going to go to 2, 3,000 or even higher. So we don't know. It really depends. But would I go like, oh, I'm so smart, I'm going to short it? No way. I would never short this. Only look to buy this. But that's the count for right now. It looks like we're trying to put out an extended fifth, which is typical for a panic, buy-in, FOMO, wave, FOMO, parabolic blow off top, right? You get these extended fifths. Okay, thanks, Donald. Megan for 5. Oracle. Yeah, Oracle. I was playing around in Oracle. I tried to buy it here on this three-way pullback when the software stocks took a dump. It did find support against this low at 112. So I was like, yeah, maybe it's going to come down to 106. It has earnings coming up. Shit, I don't want, I'm a little like, and I don't really have a lot of conviction with this company. Like, I'm like, what the hell do they do again? I'm like, I looked, they like own PeopleSoft and, SAP, right? And some other shit like that. So I was like, why? I don't know. So I dumped it. I just got rid of it. But, and if you really look at this doesn't look like an impulse to me. It looks like three waves up. So, you know, I don't know. I see five wave. I'm sorry. You see three down here. So it's really a coin flip. The market. This is three. This looks like three to me. But I guess I could force a four and a five. Right? I guess I could force that, make that a three, a four, and a five. So, but if you take this high out at 126.96, then this is the count, the bar bullish count, and it's ready to hit a three of three. Now we've already broke this high, right? So we knew this is a buy. You want to buy it at because it's gonna go higher. But you know, I I was worried, and I guess I just don't have a lot of conviction about the company. But the chart looks pretty bullish right now. I guess it looks okay. I think you've gotten a lot of separation here. A lot of this looks okay. This looks okay. Break this high, and then I think you're pretty much certain you got this. Now, does that mean it's just going to moon on earnings? No. More than likely, you'll get like a wave one and two, and then you'll do something like that. That's what they usually do. But you can't rule out the moon, right? The three of three on earnings coming up on June 11th. All right. Yeah, earnings seems to be being set up for a moon as long as you're above 127.91. If you're below that, I would be careful you don't get the rug pull on wave two. Get this. I'm sorry, wave two. You get something like that. So just it's a coin flip. It's a lottery ticket. I think Oracle right now with the data I have is a lottery ticket or earnings. Mark V already got your super chat. SZ Peters for 5. Thanks, all the knowledge. Love to hear your take on CRM. Yeah, a lot of these software stocks were just like beat the hell up, but CRM hit a buy area and it's bounced, like most of them did. So CRM, we'll live to see another day. Now I have this down here as just the oh shit target, but more than likely it's bottom there. Now, why do I have this oh shit target at 83? Only because if you look, this looks like three waves. I mean, it looks like three waves to me, not an impulse. We did break this high, so could this be some kind of run-in flat that we'll get? Maybe. And if it's a run-in flat, then we get 1, 2, 3. We should get one more low. So if it's a run-in flat, we should we should drop back down to 203, 190. So I'll extend this box a little bit. But so that's probably the most likely scenario, right? It's probably the most likely scenario. Some kind of run-in flat. But this is, you want to be buying this here because I don't see how it would get down to these levels anytime soon. So I think this is the target. This is how I look at the stock. Something like that. So you really want this fifth wave, because if you don't get the fifth wave, then this is, this B wave is going to morph into some massive connector sideways move. Think Intel, think, for years and decades of sideways. You get all these sideways moves. Once you're in a connector, it could just go sideways for years. You never reaching its glory and never getting capitulation, just dropping around. And that's what I think it could do potentially. That's why it's tough. This one's tough. But I do have an oh shit target of 83 if it is a massive three-wave crash type move. But I don't think that's going to happen. VICI, let's take a look at that. Vicky Properties. Okay, a property one. Let's take a look. This is a new stock for us. The chart. No, property stock that's actually doing okay, at least there. So there you go. That looks good. Nope. And then you have your connector here. So the key will be, did the connector make it or not, right? Did the connector work? It's probably something like this. I'll take that back. Yeah, I'll take that back. Let's get rid of that. And then there. It's really an ABC. Well, no. It's a WXY. So anyway, this looks like 5 up, actually, and looking at it. Yeah, yeah, that's something like that. So this looks like 5 up to me. Yeah, so it's in an interesting area. That looks like 3. So, and that looks like 3 down 2. So we're in a 3-3. So yeah, got to be careful. This low may break for another swing lower. And that would get it to 23.68. That would be the better entry right here. And that's probably where we're heading with it, just looking at those waves. Something like that. Okay. That's how I look at that. All right. Next is Anonymous. Let's take a look at some of your stocks. Let's take a look here. MIGI, crypto, MIGI. So we, I think we called, what do we have this, 2? We have 3. So we're still in, are we building out an impulse out of this? This is really tough. I mean, I think I think you have to, until it's proven otherwise, put the two there. Wait, did we break? We broke that low right here. Yeah, see. Okay, so it's like Coinbase. So it's in a connector wave. And there's just too many possibilities when it comes to connector waves of what it can morph into to get it accurate. But I do believe as Bitcoin trends higher, this connector wave will run and fail. So I still think this low will break, but I can't, like when I look at this, you have three and then three. So there's three up, right? So it could be done here. It could start to break down. So like it's really tough to say, but because we broke that low, I expect more downside. I wouldn't really trade this at all in this area. This would just be something I ignore. And one day, if I get an alert and we drop below $1, then I would be more interested in buying it. Or if we break 173 on the next pullback, I would look to buy it. But in here, it's just kind of rolling the dice, I think. Just kind of in the middle area. It's kind of a gamble, in my opinion. BT, in this two wave, looking for a breakdown. And the two could really retrace, again, just like we've seen before. And it looks like to me, again, three up. So this one definitely should have more upside. We should see more upside in this before it breaks down again. And again, I think it's just like it seems to just want to follow what Bitcoin's going to do. So this may hit 343, 368 before it breaks down. Then we'll need to relook at the structure, but I do believe it will break down and break this low and come down to 122 at some points. But I think it's got to go a little bit higher. I think we have this wolf. So wolf, we had the short here. It looks like we probably already hit that. So it looks like it's already, again, we may still get into this short area, but there's your short before your rug pull. Now, if we break this high at $4, that would negate this view, and that means we would swing higher. So that's where I would be looking for it to fail. And then IREN. Is that a new one for us? Iris Energy Limited. Is that crypto or what is that? Miner. Is that a miner? Mine. Yeah. Oh, Bitcoin miner. Okay. Not a lot of chart data. Looks like 5 down for me. I mean, but maybe not. Yeah, 5 down. Yeah, there's not enough chart data to really do a proper analysis, but it looks to me just like, so with 5 down, you need a swing and 5 lower. It looks like we broke that high here. So now we need to find the connector. Actually, the connector's right here. And so we should see more upside to like 1231, 1434. Again, it's going to find sellers here. And then it should take a whole nother swing lower because you have 5 down. Right? Then it should come back down. Something like that. Okay, so, but again, this is where I would expect sellers to appear, but it could still pump higher, but then it should fail for another 5 because of the 5 waves down from here. Okay, I think I got it, Anonymous. Thanks. Crypto Mickey, Bitcoin, and ETH. Yeah, Bitcoin. I like Bitcoin still on the long side. I like to hold it as we're trying to play out a grand super cycle wave 3 on the bigger picture. So that's something we don't trade in and out of. Right now, 5 up. Looks like this 5 is either completed or possibly one more marginal high, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then down, back down to maybe 65, 64. But again, it doesn't have to happen. It could become a 1, 2, 1, 2 and moon. It's getting close to a breakout, right? So I would not want to be trying to time and get cute, scalping it. This is just get your position in Bitcoin and don't worry about it. Now, if we do break this low, I just have to relabel this as like an A, B, C, and it's still a buy and just a higher degree 4 or potentially a 1, 2, but it doesn't matter to me, because we've already broke the all-time high when we hit the 70,000. So we're gonna we're going higher, guys. It's just this is just again trader battles, market maker, hedge fund battle. But at some point, the bulls will win the battle and we'll go higher. Oh, it's bigger picture. This is the most likely path, but you have to be really careful, hoping for this too, that it doesn't just moon because it is a wave 3 grand super cycle overall, right? One, two, one, two, or just moons, right? So this isn't the time to be getting cute with Bitcoin, right? You just get your positions and if it dumps, then you do it. Now, Ethereum's the same thing. Looks like we need this fifth wave and then a bigger pullback, just like Bitcoin. But if divergence is erased, that changes everything, and it could become a 1-2, 1-2, and run. So just get ready for that. And I'm actually, yeah, and it's in a super cycle, wave 3, but it did not, did it take out its 48? No, we have not taken out 48. So this, I'm hoping on this wave 5, we could take out that 48 and then get a big pullback back down to 29. That's what I'm hoping for. Something like that. Alrighty. So I think I got a lot of everyone's super chats, but let me go back through and make sure I got all the super chats. And then I'm going to scan the comments and then answer a few questions. And then that's it. That's the live stream. Yeah, I think I got all the super chats. So let me... Okay, gotcha. I'm just reading. Okay, so let me go through some of the comments. Yeah, so AMC and GME was helpful. Yeah, I did that. I'll go to ATER too. I did the GME AMC update because everyone was in it, and I knew and like I said, I started my channel because I got tired of watching people lose money, following idiots out there, just gambling. They have, who they are. They have like 50,000 followers or maybe even more. And they're just like, all they tell you to do is either just buy calls or randomly buy puts. And it's a gamble. And everyone blindly follows it. And I watch them all lose money and I'm making money. And it's just like, I'm like, what the hell? Like I got to start a channel and start helping people out because it's just not fair. And so my AMC GME update is me helping out the community, the general public for free and giving you guys some free information. And if you like that, this is, you could see at some point, I'll probably have a pay service at some point and I'll have symbols and you maybe do symbols you guys want me to do. And I'll do them every day and you'll be able to chart it. And most of the time they work out, not all the time, but most of the time. And that's why AME and GME was me giving back to the general public, so you guys didn't get your asses blown up in those not coins, but in those stocks. And there's a lot of people that did, a lot of good traders. Oh, did we reverse split? I guess you can kind of move this, probably like that. I bet it's like that, but damn. It's probably finishing up this fifth wave here. Not sure what happened to our chart, but it is what it is. Connector here. 5 waves down, connector. So we need 5 waves. We need 5 waves from this low. So we just have to label 5 waves, right? That's what we were doing. I think that's what that other chart was doing. Yeah, there's your 3, 4 right there. So yeah, we are in this wave 5. Well, wave 5 could end at any moment, right? Let's take a look. It's probably not ended yet. Yeah, not yet. I think wave 5's got some more downside. and we want bullish divergence here. If you erase divergence, then this is another 1-2. So this chart is negated if we erase divergence. Now look, I can label 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have to go to the really the this is highly speculative. Yeah, it is a chance it's done here. It's a chance. It is and we are seeing a lot of some of these weird stocks pumping, man, with a truncated. As long as we can stay above 244, then there's hope that then this is possible that I have. This is very aggressive, very speculative, but man, if it hits, this could be a lot of profit here. Now, I would say if you break 245, it negates this, and then I would go back to this just being some kind of 1, 2, 1, 2, and we'll just extend in 5. So, but right now, it could be this. It could be this. Um, let's see. One. Yeah, let's take a look here. So that's your 1, 2 right here. And then 3, 4, 5. So this was a A, B. This was a corrective move in an ABC with truncation. That's what it looks like to me. But then you broke the low here. So yeah, I wouldn't, looking at that at the 4-hour view, I don't like the way this looks. So I would still say we're extended in 5 on this for more downside. Yeah. 1, yeah, 3, 4. Yeah, maybe you, again, see, I just don't like labeling it that way. Uh, yeah, this is a tough one. This wave 5 is not enough data to properly analyze it. I'll just say, but I think we're in some kind of wave 5, but I can't really analyze that. So let me just kind of scan through some more comments. Charge point. Let's take a look here. Charge point holdings. Here, let's see. Charge point. Charge point is in my green bucket. A lot of those stocks are close. So charge point wasn't a buy area. It's getting a little overdone on the downside. So yeah, we wanted to try to buy that wedge way back, and then it failed. So wedges didn't play out. So we're still in this massive downtrend. I mean, they really took this thing down. Look at the downtrend line. Like just hugged it all the way. I think it's finished at any moment. This cycle is going to end at any moment, but there's no confirmation it has. Um, it's either you believe in this company or you don't, and that's your 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe one more low. One more low, maybe. I'd like to see one more low. But I mean, it's almost, all the swings are almost in. It's almost there. So, all right. All right, guys. So I'm gonna have to I won't be able to answer all the comments. I'm just going to answer the ones I have charts on already. If I don't have a chart, I won't be able to answer it. I still will cover any super chats. I do have a chart on this one here that you guys have. AEHR. I do have AEHR. We've been following this one. I refuse to buy this, but I mean, I was watching this last week. I mean, I knew this thing was going to do that. I just refused to buy it because I just don't know what the hell the company does. I mean, I mean, I don't even know I don't know what these guys do, but yeah, it looks like it's in its new bullish cycle. I mean, to me, it looks like it's the cycle's over, the corrective cycle finally ended. So that's what it looks like to me. And now we're going to come out of this and we should start a new cycle higher. And I had this wave 2 here, and I was like, should I try it or not? And it looks like I should have tried it. But again, it's like, I don't know. I don't know what these guys do, man, that would pump the stock. But that's the AHR chart. I mean, it's bullish now. It's reversed. Boom. It really destroyed a lot of people. Now, we traded this one pretty well, right? Goes way back. This chart, we've been trading this thing way back. We bought here, right? No, here. We bought here. We predicted the short here and the flat and bought. I mean, we traded this really well all the way up. And then this was just brutal, this correction. I mean, wow, it just destroyed everyone. And a double correction on the grand super cycle. But since we have 5 up, right? We know it should recover. It should recover and break this high at some point in the future. I don't have CIF or whatever, CIFR. PDD, you know, I do think I showed you with China, we'll get a 5 and a pullback. So PDD, I'm looking for this move, but it could be a run-in flat, but I do think we got this low. We called this B. We called this kind of structure, so I think this is the structure. We already got Fusel. I already did Dovin. SOXL. I do have that chart. I'll show you guys that one. SOXL is another one that 5 up, 3. If it does want to take a dump to 43, that's the time to go in. But it may already be over. It may have missed the move, right? It happened so fast. So it may not get that dump. It may already be ready for wave 3 of 3 in the semis. And this is also telling you that maybe NVIDIA is going to moon again. Because I don't see SOXL as a must sell until $90, $80. So I don't know. I'm not saying chase it, but I'd say just be disciplined, and if we can get this pullback, what an opportunity, I think, for semis. And what does this say? And maybe NVIDIA doesn't. Maybe the other ones run. Maybe AMD and all these others run. Intel. We showed the Intel chart. I don't know if Intel's even in this thing, but I don't have lab up right now. Let's look at Mara. Everyone's asked about Mara a lot, and I do chart Mara. So we have the short here at 23. We just missed it. It could be starting to break down. It looks like it is the line in the sand for Mara. However, we're on the trend line. So this short is negated. It's over because you have a connector. It's a 3-wave. So it could take it could keep going higher, right? So more than likely if Bitcoin and the others are going to go higher, this X wave will take another swing higher, but then there is a Y coming. If we can go higher, then this Y won't go as deep as I show here. And we did have the buy here, by the way, at 16 as a trader trade-in. Now this could have failed, but it's in no man's land right now. End phase, I think I have those end phase in CGC. End phase is getting pumped with First Solar and some of these others, but I looked at this again, and I see 5 down on this leg, so I see an ABC correction. And false breakdown of a head and like, so I think it's coming out of this. So I think this is a connector, but this could be a triangle connector, but this is a low that has to hold. So I think you have to back into the low here at 72 and just say we're in a new bullish cycle off this low. And 2 could be done here. It could be here, but I think that's the count in this. I think it's the correction's over. You know, originally had some more downside, and you know, the market's just turning. Where, like I said, we're starting to see some of the energy stocks turn, getting close. For solar, things are turning earlier. So just keep an eye on that. Oil is not behaving the commodity, but at some point it will also turn higher. But I don't think not yet. Um, I think you could still see a drop in 2, though. Maybe we could come back if you're lucky, retest this low. But if this low breaks, then this is a connector for this whole move, W, X, Y. It will come all the way back down to these areas. It would be game, set, match, or game over for Enphase Energy. But as a connector, it could also keep going higher and then fail later. So, but this looks like it's over. That downtrend's over. I did AHR, did mobile already. Twitter handle is my Twitter handle is Elliott Wave Sage. Yeah. Roblox, GDXJ. GDXJ, I do want to mention. I would just, again, I'm just holding that for the long term investment. But you'll have to do what's best for you. So where are we in this? I have a 1, 2. So now it's a little different chart, right? So I have to update this based on Friday's price action. So based on Friday's price action, to me it looks like this is another 1, 2. And then probably a 3, 4, 5. And then for another 1, 2. So looking to buy GDX, you could buy it at 41, 40, 39. Should find support there for a nice 3 of 3 coming. Okay. GDXJ. This is a good long-term investment, guys. Opportunity, I think, on the gold miners, not just the J, even just the regular gold miners. Let's see here. We did charge point Holo. Yeah, I'm charting Holo for a friend of mine, and it's let's take a look at that real quick. I call it a meme stock. To me, that's a meme stock. I have to find it again. There it is. Okay, so Holo has all these like crazy pumps, right? It's crazy price action. So let's just chart this, right? So this is probably so this would be see, there's not a lot of chart data, so you can't, you know, I like to use my system even for these pump and dump type stocks. So we're still in some kind of X wave. So there's your first swing down. Yeah, just call that there. So Yeah, let's see. We don't have a lot of data on the RSI. There's the peak. So you have your peak RSI there. Oh, it's an impulse. So yeah, so it is. It's an ABC. So yeah, that's good. Um, okay, so now we need 3 down. Let's see. So we need, what needs to happen, I think, is if it can even stay in existence, is I think this RSI is going to have to come down into these areas. But if that's C, we need an impulse down. 1, 2. There's your 3, 4. So there's your 3, 4. So you have your 5 right here. So yeah, it should be getting close. We're in wave 5. We're almost done this X wave, but it's got more downside. So I think it's got more downside on the shorter time frames. So you could have tried to trade this against this low at 157, but you got stopped out, right? So I would not get back long now that it's stopped out, and you've stopped out there, which is expected as now that I've done the formal chart of it. So my guess is now it's just you got to wait for the 5th wave to play out. If it even can exist, you know. So I wouldn't recommend this as a meme stock play right now. I wouldn't recommend it. But at some point, if it could still again exist, then it should bottom and we should get a Y wave type moon. Because that's how the technicals work. Even though it seems so improbable, impossible to predict. All right, so we'll wait and see what happens with this. But yeah, be careful if you're long in it, because you should have stopped out already here, 153. And that's just the way it goes. So that's how it works. Looks like I got a couple more super chats. So I'll do that, and guys, a wrap up for the day. MVCO, these tickers I'm not familiar with. Meta Vesco. All right, it's been in a bear market since it's existed. Yeah, there's no way to get a Fibonacci target on this. So that's your low. So you just have to say you're bullish from that low. Oh, you took that high out. That's interesting. Yeah, no divergence there on that low. Interesting chart. Let's just say it moves in 3 swings. Some kind of flat. 1, 2, 1, 2. Three. So the problem here that I've got is probably, we're still in some kind of sideways consolidation. So we're in a B wave. It's going to be sideways. I think it's in some kind of sideways consolidation period, you know, and it could, it could just go on and on. It's a sideways move. It's not really something you can predict, but it's going to be chop city for a while. And then CRCW, the crypto company. Whoops, damn, lost my chart. Oh, what the heck here? I gotta move it down. All right. So it's an impulse down, a corrective move. So obviously it's trending bearish. An impulse down, a corrective move. An impulse down, a corrective move. Looks like it's about ready to, it looks like to me it's in a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Looks like it's in something like that. So it looks like it's a go to zero moment about to happen in that chart. Okay, SPGI, let's do that for the super chat. S&P Global. Okay, so you have your 1, 2. Looks like 1, 2, 1, 2 setup. Yeah, I think it's got something like this coming. Something like that. So you have the bullish divergence already, but see all those overlapping waves. Oh yeah, see a race divergence there. So it's that'll make sense. That's why it didn't make sense at first. So something like this. Since it erased divergence, yeah, you have a little bit of bullish divergence there, man. It's a tough one. I mean, you could say it's a bottom tier. You could say that, but the chart is kind of ugly. Yeah, I think it's kind of, this one's a tough one to analyze because you've got three, and then you're not. This isn't done yet. So I probably we're gonna see something like this. something like that. So I think you'll get more upside in the shorter time frame. Something like that. That's what I think is going to come. All right, that's the chart for SPGI. All right, and I'll just GME. Just watch my YouTube video. I gave my GME AMC update already. Um, we already did PZZA. Um, oh, is there more from Anonymous? Oh yeah, I missed a couple of those. Sorry about that. Yeah, I just didn't see a little um, LTCN. Let's see. Let's go to those. Again, we're in this connector, this X wave. So we had W, X. So again, if we think Litecoin and Bitcoin are going to go higher, yeah, it may have already set this X. This may already be in. So we may be making the finishing final move down on this once we break this low and race divergence. If we can race that 4-hour divergence and break that low, then that correction should be over in LTCN. Now the thing is, if you look at this W leg, it's got 3 here. The Y, here's the connector. Here you don't really have that. So it almost needs like a bounce and a failure to kind of complete the structure. Like something like that. So, and then Bitcoin BCHG. Again, this is we broke that low here. No divergence on that 4 on the daily. So we're gonna change the view on this a little bit. Switch this up a little bit. I think it'll match Litecoin's better. Something like this. And the thing is, that looks like 5 up with divergence. So, this is tough because of this 5 up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you have 5 down. So, yeah, let's see. A, B. Let's go back to this original chart. A. One, two, three, three, and then you have 5. So C, B, A, B, C. Yeah, there's your P. So yeah, probably put B there and probably in C right now. It'd have to be something like that. And this is some kind of run-in flat structure. It's not a perfect look because they overlap the waves, but C waves can have this triangle look to it. This is the only way I think it can make sense to me. And again, maybe we don't have all the price data. Maybe on this, there's some pricing data that got this up higher that we're missing in TradingView. But it does look like we're in the C leg now, and it looks like we have one if we're in wave 2 of that C leg. Something like that. That one's harder. It's a hard charts to chart. And then the coins, let's see here. Yeah, market's open. We should take a look at through that. Litecoin held that low, by the way, right there. So again, Litecoin, like I've been saying, is at the moment of truth, right? It's at a very important point. Actually, I probably label it this way. Let's see, it, it's still corrective. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't like this. I think you're at risk of doing this and just going lower. But not a lot, but low enough that it scares enough people. Something like that. And maybe it can get to like 66, this area. I think that's what's going to happen. And then Bitcoin Cash, we had this, and again, we should be entering C soon to get this to. Like to see it get down to. Oh yeah, we got to change our target. I don't know. That's an old. That must be an old box. 368, 318. So that's what I'm looking at, guys, on these. Something like that. And we'll see. But these are a lot harder because you're trying to predict connector waves. Connector waves are really tough to predict and trade. That's why I always wait for the market to make its move and then react and not try to play in the connector wave area. But this would be the area to buy Litecoin at 66, Bitcoin Cash at 368. That's what I'd be looking for on these. All right, so let's go through it. And see. Okay, got another super chat from Meta Menus. PZZA. I'll go back into that. We did that earlier, but I will, since you gave me a super chat, just talk about it real quick. Again, I think it's just getting hurt by the GLP-1 issues, whether it's perceived or real, in a nice ABC correction. I'm looking for a buy at 32. $22. This chart. I've had this chart for a while. It's played out like beautifully, and it could become a 1-2, 1-2, and I think it probably will not break that 28 level. So I bet it's. I would be surprised if it truncates, but as you can see, if it's a C wave, you need 5 swings down, and we really don't have that yet. We don't have that. Wave, we need a 4, we need some 4s and 5s. You have a 1-2, 1-2, you need 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. That's what's missing. So I would say more downsides coming. Alrighty, so that's all I got today, guys. I think I got all the super chats, and appreciate it, and we'll just end it here, and we'll look at the market, and we're showing downside, which is not unexpected. So I think, again, it's going to be a volatile week in the market. Could see a little bit of upside and then down in the SPY and tech, and then Dow is already in a correction in wave 2, could go lower. IWM should also go lower, so we should see some selling on Monday, or we should maybe even Tuesday. I think we'll see selling into the Fed meeting. That's what this looks like to me. And then the Fed may be there to save the day, or maybe CPI will save the day. But something super bullish and super good, exciting will happen that no one expects this week. That's what these charts are saying. That's what these charts are saying. They're saying oil will want to sell off hard. It's saying silver will find the bottom and want to take off. It's saying Bitcoin wants to pull back and then take off. So, it's also saying interest rates, want to bounce and then plummet. The dollar index also is bouncing and then eventually plummeting. So that's what all these charts are saying. So just pick your news event that's going to create that kind of panic, to create that kind of move. And that has to be either CPI well below what people expect, like shows massive decrease in inflation, or the Fed is super dovish that no one thinks of, or something else. So we'll see what happens. All right, guys, that's all I got.